Welcome to the first ever episode of Still 0-0, which is our new football show where me, Jamie, we've got Ryan and Jack are going to talk about football topics. And today's topic is going to be Mikel Arteta's signings at Arsenal. We're going to do a tier list of starting at leaves a legend into great signing, solid, needs time, and flop dash didn't play. So let's get straight into this one. And I'm going to let you two choose first, obviously, as I'm the Arsenal fan. Jack is a Newcastle fan and Ryan is a Sunderland fan. So starting off with, we have got Austin Trusty. Where would you put him on this list, lads?
Frankly, I don't remember Austin Trusty ever playing for Arsenal. Until I read the list, I didn't realise he was at Arsenal. So I would say flop didn't play.
Yeah, I'm going to be in mostly agreement. Never even heard of him.
I'm going to disagree, boys. He's been there for about a season now. Obviously, we've sent him out on loan. I think he needs time. We don't really know much about him. I'd say he's a new signing. He's young.
Yeah, I'm in between both because at the end of the day, I know nothing about this guy. Never heard of him.
He's not even young, is he? He's 25.
No.
Actually, no, fuck it. Flop this
he has had a season of Prem experience now, but realistically, in a Sheffield United team who have been horrendous this season, is he going to get anywhere near playing for Arsenal? No. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I just remembered he's 25. I thought he was younger than that.
Flop.
Yeah, moving on. I think we all agree. Yeah, flop dash didn't play. After this, Nuno Tavares.
I'm going to go more
I'm
for, I'm going to say needs time. I think there's a player in there. I think it's just going to take some time to get it out.
I don't think there's an Arsenal player in there. Because from what I've seen from him, Kiwior is a better left back, and Kiwior's not a left back.
But it's one of them things you've got to think. Sometimes, yeah, he might not be a starter for you, but a good little bench player might be the worst case.
Yes, no, I would agree with that. I think Nuno, in the sense you're describing, is solid.
Well, no, I would say he needs time because I don't know if he's there yet. He's not there.
Not solid. Hear me out. This is for Arsenal, by the way. So you have got Zinchenko, you've got Kieran Tierney, who's also on loan, and other players going to come back in. You've got Kiwior, you've got Timber. 4 options there that are better than him.
Right, first of all, yes. Currently, I would agree with that. But I hope I'm not wrong in saying this, but Tavares is the youngest out of all these.
Yeah, only by a year or two. He's only a year younger than Tierney, I believe.
He's got to be younger than that. I feel like,
maybe
I feel like
younger than Tierney.
There's
2 years
younger than Tierney. I don't know without looking, but it feels like he's younger.
He's 2 years
and
younger.
I personally think he can become a better player than Tierney. Less injury prone as well, what's a massive benefit for any team.
Same age as Kiwior.
Yeah, I think Kiwior might be the first choice left back for Arsenal for a while.
I think Timber will be, actually, but
as far as
we'll move on to that shortly. I'm personally saying flop.
I
would agree with needs time. I think he could be solid for a mid-table Prem club, but not for Arsenal. So I would say needs time.
Fair enough. Moving forward, and this could be a bit of a controversial one, different one. David Raya.
See, it's difficult to rate Raya with him being on loan. I mean, the assumption is...
Well, he's a confirmed signing. We are signing him
okay. So I was going to say the assumption is you would sign him permanently, but if that's already gone through, then it is a great signing. He has been very, very good this season.
I disagree. I put him in solid, personally. I genuinely don't see it as an upgrade on Ramsdale. I think they are on par with each other. Both have different attributes. Ramsdale's a better shot stopper. Both have errors in them.
For a team like Arsenal, I would say Raya, personally, is not good enough. So,
yeah,
I think he's...
But I don't think he needs time. I don't think he's a flop.
Bad enough either. So, yeah, I think solid is fine. I think he's going to upgrade on him at some point in the future. I think you should upgrade on him at some point in the future. But I think he's been fine this season. Got the most clean sheets. Happy days.
Yeah, fair. I think we agree on solid then. Solid. So next up would be, and this could be one of the first ones in the top 2, definitely, Gabriel. Obviously, this season has been one of the best centre backs.
I think he's been a bit of a flop, personally.
Yeah, good one. Good one. I see. I'm kind of like in the middle. I think he could leave a legend if he stays with us
You've
long
got to
enough.
think of all these seasons. Obviously, he scored a lot of goals last season. I think he was the top goal
He
scorer
scored
and
quite a few this season.
centre back last season. I could be wrong in saying that, but I think he was.
Yeah, top goal scoring defender, I believe.
This season, I'm not as sure, but like obviously he's been just one of the best centre backs in the league this season.
Controversial. I think he's been better than Saliba this season.
So, I think he could leave a legend as long as he stayed at Arsenal.
If he stays and we win a Premier League and do well in the Champions League and maybe a few other cups, I think he leaves a legend. Especially if we win the Premier League.
First leave a legend.
Yeah, I kind of wouldn't argue. I suppose the only question is how long does he stay, but you can never know that. So, yeah, no, I would agree.
Yeah. Next up, could be a different one, Zinchenko.
I honestly think great signing. I think Zinchenko was incredibly underrated at City. I know he hasn't quite had the game time this season, and the heart maybe has been upstaged slightly, but I still think for the fee you got him for, Zinchenko is a great signing.
See, it's a weird one with Zinchenko, personally, because if you're talking about the Zinchenko who first signed, I would agree with you. Great signing. I think he did. He helped bring the Arsenal team together. They played well with Zinchenko on the side. Since then,
Yeah, see, I'm with Ryan here. I think last season, you'd have put Zinchenko at great signing. He had his moments. He has had his moments. Great signing. This season, honestly, it's been subpar. I think he sits in solid. Because I think last season was great, and I do think he's also built in like a winner's mentality. He helps with that because obviously he wants to win. He's one of them players that does win. He brings that sort of experience in. But will he be there next season?
Yeah,
Probably
it's
not.
one of them things where it feels like you could upgrade him very easily as Arsenal.
We've used him to kind of stepping stone the club. Rather than a player using a club to stepping stone, we've kind of used him as like let's get him in for now, do something from this season, and then push ourselves onto bigger and better things.
Fully agree with that. I feel like solid's good enough. Like,
yeah.
No, I'd be happy to agree. The thing is with Zinchenko, like if he had another say next season plays the majority of the games and he's fantastic, then he goes back to great signing. But I think because he has had
but I don't think he would be fantastic.
But because he has had such a poor season, then I'm fine with solid. Yeah,
you could say that about anyone. Like if Raya comes in next season and he just starts saving everything,
he's going to be
like
great. Yeah,
Alisson on steroids. Then you all of a sudden you're moving him up.
Jack's done a Michael Owen there. I can't lie.
I do. Yeah.
Anyway, Fabio Vieira. I'm going to say needs time. Straight up.
Agree.
There's a player in there. I think that's almost. He's not a flop.
The thing with Vieira, and I wouldn't say he's a flop by any stretch, and needs time seems fair, but at the same time, like you've got to think what he was signed for at Arsenal. Like, because I don't think he was signed to be a first team player at Arsenal ever. And
no, neither do I.
Think the player off the bench, he's in the games that I've seen, he's been fine. He's not like wowed me. Not like other players on this list. But I think you could, like, for what he was signed for, maybe move him slightly up to solid player, because I can't see him ever being more.
I don't think you'll see enough from him. I think he just needs
I don't think you'll ever see him more than what he is currently now.
I think if we did better in the Cups, we'd have seen more from him.
Like I say, I'm fully like happy for needs time, but like I could see I could make an argument for solid player.
No, I'm with Jamie here as well. Sorry, just quickly. Vieira's still young, is he not? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think he's 24. Maybe he's 25 now. But...
Well, in that case, I thought he was 21. Yeah, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, he's 23. Anyway, so Gabriel Jesus. Again, solid.
Yes, I think
yes.
At first I would have said great signing because the way he started was unbelievable. But obviously that form has dropped off, so I would agree with solid.
I think another one of them players came in, doesn't finish enough, but he helped us with our build-up play. I think it's a pretty... he's not a flop. Doesn't need time, obviously. He's not a great sign. I think that's just...
I feel like, yeah, like you both said, he started off very well, but injuries have really hindered him since then. And he's always been injury prone. That is right. And you've got to mark it against him at the end of the day. So yeah, he's been solid enough, but again, I feel like you could improve that very easily as time goes on.
I don't think he'll be there long enough to improve it personally, but moving forward, and I think this is just straight in the Leeds legend, Declan Rice. I don't think we have to say too much.
It's a great signing.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a great signing.
It's a great signing.
So if he stays there for his whole career, the way he's played,
he's been very good this season, but it's so hard to just beast.
If you both say great signing, I'll put him there reluctantly.
I think it's just too hard to judge currently.
I think not only is Ryan right there, but Declan Rice, I don't think he stays at Arsenal. I think he has so many ties to Chelsea that eventually he ends up... Assuming that Chelsea end up back to their sort of their prime, I think he ends up at Chelsea.
They'd have to spend like 200 million on him. It would be ridiculous what they'd have to pay to get him across.
Jamie, who is the owner of Chelsea? What have they just spent on players in the last couple of windows? Like,
yeah, but realistically, they can't keep doing that. They physically can't keep doing that. Anyway, we'll put him in great signing for now. I'll speed up a little bit with Jakub Kiwior.
Yeah, I think he's been a great signing, Kiwior. He's one of them players that, with time, he could leave a legend because he's been very, very good in left back for a centre back.
Really? I think that's insane. You know what? I was hovering more along the lines of top of the solid or bottom of the great signing. I think
you could make an argument for him being one of the best left backs in the league this season. So, I think if...
To be fair, left backs in the league.
Yeah, but I think if you're going to put Rice in great signing for being one of the best midfielders in the league this season, or defensive midfielders at least, it would be harsh to go to Kiwior and be like, yeah, solid.
I think he's solid. I think he's mistake prone as well, but I think he's a very good backup option. I think once we get Timber in, I think Kiwior will be a backup option. He can play centre back, he can play left back, he can cover in them two positions. It is an option. Same with Tomiyasu kind of player. He can play a couple different positions, so it's solid.
So
I wouldn't say he's shown himself as a great signing just as of yet, because he has been costly.
Not to be too much. He is also very, very young, though. You've got to remember that. He's
24.
Is he 24? Yeah, I thought he was much younger, but if he's 24, then I will happily agree with you.
Well, he might be 23.
Well, yeah, I'm on...
No, he's 24.
So he's 24. That's a lot older than I thought he was. I honestly thought he was like 21.
Yeah, I'm with solid on this as well. I think Kiwior, just because of his versatility and the fact that he has proven himself to be more than capable in the Prem, but I don't think he will be a great signing long term. So solid.
Right, but one of my arguments for Kiwior at the end of the day is, like, he was signed as a centre back. No one knew he could play left back, as far as I know. Like I've not looked through his career, but correct. He was a centre back, and he is doing a job out on left back. Like, he's filling in a gap.
I agree, but I do also think once Timber's back, fully fit, I think he'll be the left back again, and I think he'll easily push him out of the team quickly.
The issue with Timber, like, again, I've not seen much of Timber, his career, as things go on. But, I don't know, I've just got this feeling that Kiwior will be above him for a while Timber comes back.
Fair enough, that's your feeling. I reckon top of solid.
Yeah, I'm happy with top of solid.
Yeah. Jorginho. I'm just going to stick him just behind David Raya in the solid. Obviously not a player that needs time. Hasn't been a flop. Hasn't been a great signing. He's going to be here for maybe one more season and that's it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything to
I don't think there's a lot to
much
say
more.
on him,
I think he started off really poor. but he's got a lot better as times went on. So,
moving on. Jack, anything you want to add?
No,
I
really rate Jorginho, and I think I almost wish I could say great signing because he has proven himself to be a fantastic player, but because he started so poorly, solid.
Next one, Leandro Trossard. I think straight great signing. He might not start every game, but he's very impactful.
No, I absolutely agree. I think Trossard is a fantastic player, and I think when he is given an opportunity, he takes it.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was saying before about Tavares, Trossard is a great impact player, great player off the bench to have. I think he was signed to be that type of player. I think everyone knew Martinelli was going to be the main star out on the left. And Trossard's a fantastic player to bring on, change the game up, score some vital goals at the end of the day. Big fan of him.
Pretty simple. This one, I don't think anything needs to be said, really. Cedric.
Is that Cedric?
Is that the same Cedric that leaves a legend?
That's the same Cedric that is a flop and stays in flop. Cedric, and we're not talking about him anymore. He's a flop.
Is that not Murray? Is that not Pablo Murray?
No.
Pablo Murray's over here. That is Cedric.
Yeah. Southampton fullback.
Yep.
He, frankly, until a couple of weeks ago, I forgot he was even contracted to Arsenal.
No, he's a flop.
He fully is.
Terrible player. For Arsenal.
We'll move. I don't think Thomas Partey.
Sorry, just very quickly touching on Cedric. It amazed me the other day. I saw a team sheet for the Portugal squad that won the Euros, and Cedric was their starting right back.
Well, Cedric's had a good career. Like, let's not shitting him too much at the end of the day. He's been a good player.
I'm not shitting on him. He's been a solid player, but he's not. Surely he cannot have been the best Portuguese right back at that time. Like, you look at the likes of, say, Ricardo Pereira. Cannot have been, surely.
I'll be honest, I can't remember.
Can I just quickly say one thing?
But he was.
Just quickly, tangent right now, right?
Go.
The player that needs time first, don't think that's Tavares. Due to the fact there's a player in the tier list at the bottom holding the Tavares shirt. Now that would be a weird thing to do if it.
Oh my god, that's Sambi Lokonga. Cancelled. That's Sambi Lokonga. My bad. Anyway, we'll continue. We'll get to that later. Anyway, Thomas Partey.
He's been injured a lot. I think he's
he started off as a great signing. I think he drops down top of solid just purely because of the fact he's been replaced.
I'm not going to lie, I think that's too high for him, personally. Honestly, I don't think he's
allegations?
No, I'm not going to bring anything like that in. I don't think he's a flop. I don't think he needs time or anything like that. Like, I still think he's solid, but...
He was literally one of the best DMs in the league last season.
The thing is, you can tell there's a player in there, but sometimes you've got to judge a player on fitness and just, general motivation of the player.
I agree, but that's why
he can go missing in games very easily.
I think of all the topics here, he fits into solid.
I'm going to say he fits into solid, but not proper solid. I
think there would be fair. I don't think these three players can be ahead of him after the season. He has been more influential overall than these three.
Yeah, I'm happy enough with that.
I'm also gonna.
Yeah. Maybe he's not.
Anyway,
hey, I'm not against that.
Marquinhos.
Needs time, 100%. He's
time.
out on,
I think that's
out on loan
nice
to Norwich, I think. Yep.
Norwich,
He's. I don't think he's done amazing things there by any stretch, but he's a young player, lots of potential there. Definitely needs time.
Yeah. Anything to add, Jack? Or
no,
quite
I'm
simple.
Quite happy with that.
Young player. Yep. I'm just going to take the lead on this one here, boys, and there's nothing you can say. Martin Odegaard is leaving a legend.
Martin Odegaard will not stay at your club long enough. I will agree.
Yes,
no, I will
fucking
agree leaving a legend, but I also do not believe
he is staying here. He loves this club. He is not going anywhere.
Personally, I think Ødegaard will stay for the amount of time to win a big trophy, what will automatically put him in legend status.
Yeah.
So I can't disagree with that.
He's club captain, and he's probably going to win a Premier League. Honestly, I do think we're going to win the Premier League, if not this year, next year. And if we do, straight up, he's a club legend. He's a player who's won us a Premier League.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Like I say, I think he will be a legend. Yeah. I think he's probably been the best attacking midfielder this season. No one else comes to mind too much. I know there's two big players that are close to him for maybe his goals and assist output, but I think Ødegaard, as a player, he's just so silky.
Doesn't get injured. He's always there.
So leave a legend for Arsenal, definitely.
Next one, Matt Turner, complete opposite side. Of the
I think he left the legend, personally.
I think it's a flop Dash didn't play. I honestly, when he played, he was shit. He's gone to Forest and hasn't been amazing. Really.
The thing is, though, Matt Turner was signed as a backup. Like, it's very difficult to kind of judge a backup keeper because they're brought in knowing that they will not play unless there's an injury. So
however,
you almost...
Jack, counterpoint to this, right? He was signed as a backup, but then he left to be a first-team goalkeeper straight away. Like, it's not he was a backup for years. He was a backup for a year. Was it just one season he was a backup for? So...
6 months, I think, actually.
I think that point becomes like invalid with him because
we've seen him at Forest as well. He isn't good enough to be
I agree.
If he comes on the pitch,
I think Matt Turner, quite frankly, is not Premier League quality. He's just not.
I wouldn't go that far. I think he's good enough at Forest.
I don't think he is either.
Nah, well, I'd say he's good enough at Forest. Like, I think he's made some vital saves. He's a very unorthodox goalkeeper.
I don't think Forest are Premier League level though. To be fair, so you know.
Forest fans, butcher Jamie. That's Jamie. Butcher him.
Yeah, that's. I don't give a shit.
All 5 years.
Anyway, next one kind of goes in the same topic. Matt Ryan. Just didn't
play.
Yeah.
Didn't play. I think it was a good signing for a backup keeper. His stock was probably good enough. Like you know, he's a fine goalkeeper. But at Arsenal, obviously, he's not shown anything that I know of.
Yeah, that signing confused me because Matt Ryan was actually a very, very solid keeper for Brighton. So I don't know whether it was the money that he got to Arsenal or for whatever reason, but the guy was making out a respectable Prem career for himself and just packed it in.
You've got to remember, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I'm pretty sure he had just been dropped at Brighton and someone else had started being first-team goalkeeper.
Robert Sanchez,
I think, had just came in.
So I think it was a money move. I think he probably got paid a little bit more money.
He was getting old, you know. Like, he was in his 30s.
Well, Matt Ryan's only, 32, you know. He's not for a keeper. That's not old.
It's
he's earned his money.
That's like a wife's tale, though. Like for a keeper, that's still getting old. Like at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's still getting old. As much as they can play for longer, but they're better a little bit younger. Next player is Timber. Now, I would love to put him in great signing, but I do think he actually needs to go in each time.
I
just not seen anything of him. When did you get injured in the Community Shield?
Literally, he's played one Premier League game.
Was it the first Premier League game he got injured? Yeah.
First game of the season, and it looks like he could come back for the last game, which would be a great season for him.
I do think he will become a great signing, but currently, you don't.
Personally, I'm not sold on him. I think he might be a solid signing, but I honestly think he struggles to get in the team next season. I really don't think he'll play much next season as well, unless injuries.
I think left back's been very poor for us this season, so I think someone that can play there consistently every single game would be good. Anyway, moving forward, I think you've got a lot to say on
Leaves a legend. 100%. Leaves a legend.
Zamina mina, waka waka, 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again.
Leaves a legend.
Where's he going?
Honestly, I think the man is beautiful. I said he was a good signing.
You know
at
what's
Arsenal,
mental? I could actually.
and
I wouldn't say legend, but I could see him leaving like as a hero.
mate, sometimes a
You know
legend
what I mean?
doesn't have to be the best player. Like, no one from
Yeah.
my club.
No, I agree.
Like,
I
you know,
agree.
some legends aren't the best players. We've got Josie Aldo. He might score
I'm
3 goals.
not even going to argue it, man, because we do love him. Like, we
Mate,
actually
honestly,
do
I
love
think
him.
it was a great signing when it was done. I looked at the money and I was not fazed by the amount of money he's spent on him personally. I liked him at Chelsea. I could see a player at Chelsea. I know he got memed a bunch, but I think he's had a solid first season for years.
Unbelievable season. Today he was ridiculous against Bournemouth as well. In my man,
and every game he seems to get better. Like you can see his progression.
Anything to add, Jack?
Yeah, I think. I think
he'll. In terms of what Ryan's saying, I think he could leave a legend, but like, I think it's still below Declan Rice as a signing. I think Rice is a better signing, but I could see Havertz leaving a legend in that aspect. I just want to add that in there. I do not think he's a better signing than Rice.
So the thing I'll counter that is, I think Rice is more likely to move on. I think big teams might be a little bit more hesitant on Havertz. When I say big teams, Arsenal's obviously a big team, but like bigger teams. So I'm not seeing Real Madrid buying him. I'm not seeing Barcelona buying him. Things like that. Declan Rice, you could see playing for Real Madrid in a few years' time. So
well, I think building on that, especially given Harry Kane's now at Bayern, I could absolutely see Bayern coming in for him. Coming in for Rice, so that's
what, Rice?
Oh yeah.
What makes you think they would come in for Rice out of curiosity? Because they've got I forget his name, the Cam's name, the young one.
Kimmich.
He's got Musiala.
Oh, Musiala. Is Musiala not more of a
completely different positions?
Yeah, Kimmich is currently playing right back. Would be an interesting replacement.
Yep. It's because Kimmich was a DM on FIFA.
I honestly don't think either of them are going anywhere for the next 4 years, 3 years.
I agree with that. I think neither of them, but at the same time, I don't know.
Anyway, I think we'll leave him bottom and leave a legend.
I think it's more likely that you'll see Declan Rice move on than Havertz. I think we can all probably agree on that.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think Havertz will probably remain the rest of his good career at Arsenal. I'd say, until he gets older, to the point where he is. I think he will, because he's one of. I think he just loves it.
Yeah,
I think
that's one of the things. That makes him more likely to become the legend.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like Aaron Ramsey. In my opinion, I see him as like a club legend hero, but he's not necessarily.
I think he's just a celebrity killer person.
We'll move on forward. Pablo Mari,
massive flop. One of the biggest flop.
Nothing
honestly,
needs to be said.
Yeah, I think bottom of flop is the best place for him.
That's where I've whacked him. In fact, I am also probably going to whack
I
Cedric
honestly think Cedric could probably be second bottom.
You know why I won't? Because this man just didn't touch
but I think the didn't play type players, they just didn't play.
Whereas he takes some good photos, so he can have it. Ben White.
I think it's a great signing.
I think he's a great signing. It could potentially go to Leeds a legend, but I think fans love him, but I don't think he'll ever be loved in that way.
In the future, he'll be on quizzes as like the answer of like who played right back for Arsenal in the title-winning season. He's a great, but he's shown he's a great player. Especially again, it's another player that was not a right back when he signed, and now he's made that position his.
Fair enough.
I agree with that. I think initially it was solid, but he's transitioned into a good signing. Like this season, he's been unbelievable.
I think he's been the best right back in the league this season, but we'll get onto that in another video. Aaron Ramsdale. This is a controversial one because we spent a lot of money on him, obviously, but I genuinely believe he is a better keeper than Raya. And that's all I have to say. So I don't think he's a great signing, obviously, because we spent a lot of money and we're probably going to get rid of him. But I do think it's a solid signing because I think last season he gave us energy. He helped boost the crowd, which is massive for us. Arteta's come in and he's got the love back for the club. And he was also
he's a weird
one.
As an ex-goalkeeper, like he's a good shot stopper. He's okay with his feet. Like he's nothing special there. I can't remember with crosses and dealing with balls in the box how good he was.
He wasn't bad with crosses, and I tell you who isn't.
Yeah, I know Raya's bad with that, and I know Raya probably is better with his feet, but at the same time, like he gets more nervous.
You know what? I don't even agree.
I think he is better with his feet overall, but he's more in he's definitely someone who feels the nerves more. If high pressure is coming towards him, he's more. He's going to kick the ball at play or give away the ball to their midfielder type thing.
Yeah.
I like Ramsdale more than Raya personally as well.
So do I.
But I don't know if you could say it's a solid signing after one season of
what
being
it
okay.
is? I don't think he's a flop, and I think last season he was. So again, last season people were naming him as the best keeper in the league. Like for that season,
I don't think he was up
Obviously,
there. But I think you could say he was within the top 6.
Well, the top 2 being named were genuinely Ramsdale and Alisson.
It was
at the end of the season.
Alisson. People were still saying Edison, even though he didn't have a great season last season. And Pickford was up there. You've got Martinez was miles up there.
Martinez was up there as well. But yeah,
I personally love Ramsdale. I said he was a great goalkeeper when he got relegated with Bournemouth, and then he got relegated with Sheffield United. I felt like it was harsh. Like people were writing him off when Arsenal bought him. I think he's a good goalkeeper. I think he's at Arsenal's level currently. No, I think Arsenal should be signing a new goalkeeper next season. Yeah, just goalkeeper every year. But I like Ramsdale. I don't know.
Anything to add, Jack?
Yeah, no, I think I'm with Ryan. I do think Ramsdale is a good keeper, and I think he was possibly unfairly given the number 2 slot this season. But
I agree.
I think he's a solid signing. He did well. He did well while he was there, but because he's been replaced this season, he hasn't. He can't prove himself to be a good signing.
I refuse to move him from solid.
If he's making money on him, then you could maybe see great signing.
Well, Chelsea apparently want him for 60 million.
If something like that happens, then it's great signing.
So going off that, I think we'll leave him where it is.
I'm taking him as solid.
Next player, Alex Runarsson.
Didn't really play. He played in the cup, and he was a bit shit.
Yeah, he played in the cup and he was shite. He's a flop.
Yeah,
he is young though.
Young, so needs time. I'm happy with young goalkeeper.
Needs time.
I can't envision a time where you'll play for Arsenal properly.
Oh my god!
But
we have been absolutely sold on. By the way, he's not
young.
He's 29.
Yeah, flop.
Yeah, flop.
Why does he look about 22?
It's like Carl Darlow when he played for Newcastle. When he got his debut, he was 26, but he looked like he was about 7.
That is insane for me, by the way. I genuinely thought he was. Yeah, anyway, flop. I'm pretty sure he's left now to Copenhagen, but we move. Tomiyasu. I think he's a great signing.
I agree.
Bottom of great signing. Because not even the fact that he has been good for us, he's injury prone, don't get me wrong, but he can play left back, he can play right back, and he can play centre back. He is literally a player that can play anywhere if we have injury problems. He's come in and he doesn't have a bad game.
Yeah, I like the guy. I think he's been bought in as a backup, I would imagine. I don't think he was brought in to be a starter. Maybe he was, but I personally don't think he was.
He's a modern footballer.
I think he can play anywhere. He's injury prone, marks him down a bit because he has been injured a lot at Arsenal as well. But I think a great signing, bottom of great signing seems very fair. So happy with that.
No, I completely agree. I think Tomiyasu, if C was brought in as a backup, I think if someone got injured, he absolutely could fulfill the role, like in that position as the main guy. So yeah, great time.
Fair play. Anyway, moving on. Sambi Lokonga. You know what? I have a little soft spot for this man, as I think there's a player in there, and I want to stick him bottom of needs time because I also do believe he could be flop.
So, for me, I don't think he's bottom of needs time at all. I think he's further up at needs time. I think he's been fantastic for Luton this season. Is it Luton? No. Who's he playing for this season? Yeah, Luton. Yeah, I'm doubting myself fully there.
He's only played
but
13 games.
He's been solid. Like, he has been good when he played. For Luton at least, you know.
You know what? Actually, what I will do is this.
I think Tavares should be higher, but I think Lokonga could be a good midfielder for Arsenal. Maybe he's as a backup as time goes on, but will happily push him in solid in the future. So I do think he needs time. Can't ever see him ever becoming like a legend at Arsenal. Can't ever, you know, like maybe he's a great signing if he progresses a lot, but you know.
I think he needs time as a footballer, not even as an Arsenal player. To be honest, I don't think he'll ever make it at Arsenal.
Mate, you never know. He could be like a good backup player. Party's obviously aging out. You know, Jorginho's aging out. If you need a player there, I think Lokonga can do a job. I think he just needs time. He's a young player. Don't.
Anything to add, Jack?
I think very, very bottom of needs time, because as much as I do rate him as a player, I don't think he ever plays for Arsenal. I think you sell him, and you sell him to either a bottom half or mid-table team, if not somewhere abroad. And fair enough, he might make an okay career of himself, but at the same time, he might not.
Right, Jack, can I ask you a question? Who do you think's more likely to be back in the Arsenal squad, Tavares or Lokonga?
I think
equally neither.
Arguably,
both get sold the same season, same team.
Well,
I honestly think it's equally neither.
I could see one of them making it back on the bench, personally.
No, I think with Timber's injury record, because coming back from an injury like that is very difficult.
Yeah, but who's he getting ahead of? We've got Zinchenko, Tierney
will be
coming back. Tomiyasu will play ahead of him on that
Tierney,
side.
they've almost confirmed will be sold.
Oh, he probably will be, but Tomiyasu, even that, he will play ahead of Tavares. You know what I mean? Tomiyasu is a player that can play left, right. He's going to go either side. Yeah, he's going to be ahead of all of them. Kiwior, another player.
Let's ask you this question, Jamie.
Tavares isn't getting back in Arsenal.
Which player in the Arsenal squad currently will take the ball from 60 yards out and have a shot? You know? Tavares. That's what he does. That's what he's good at.
Yeah.
I know he didn't hit the target.
Cool, we're moving on. No, we're moving on. I don't care. Willian is straight up in the flop.
Can I just quickly say, when the hell did Willian sign for Arsenal under Arteta? I do not remember this ever happening.
Was it not after Chelsea, or did he sign after he went?
I assumed it was after Chelsea.
Yeah, it was after Chelsea, but I honestly feel like he wasn't an Arteta signing. It feels like that long ago, but maybe he was. But that is the list at the minute, guys.
Willian flop? To be fair, I can't remember Willian at Arsenal at all.
Yeah, no, he was so shit. He was honestly atrocious. It was unbelievable. He got 2 assists in his first game. He sold us a dream.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm looking at my list. He's not even in my list of Arteta signings.
To be honest, I feel like he was before Arteta, but he's in this list, so we're putting him at the bottom of it.
Yeah,
the only difference in this list that I want to make is Declan Rice up to leaves a legend, to be completely honest.
I know you're an Arsenal fan, but I just have this horrible feeling that he'll leave you within 2 years. And I don't think you can make a player 3 years at the club a legend.
But he'd have to go for like 200 million for us to sell him. He's got like a long-term contract.
That is a valid point, but I could see, like, I don't think 200 million will be it. I'd say,
right, let's say he stays for 4 years.
Arsenal are like, ooh.
Right, hear me out. He stays for 4 years. Is he leaving a legend?
That completely depends. It depends whether you win the league. It depends whether you do on Europe.
That's your just
I
that's
see
your
Arsenal
decision
win the
if you
league
think
in
we
the
will or
next
not.
4 years with how the climate of football is currently. It's one of them things. It's like, can I see Pep Guardiola being Man City manager in 4 years' time?
No.
Yeah, I would agree. No, and I honestly think there's no one better than Pep Guardiola. So I could see Man City having a fall off. Yeah, falling down the league a little bit. Well, when I say a little bit,
I think Liverpool are going to fall off next season. I think it's going to be an Arsenal City title race again. And yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before.
Yeah, and once Arteta leaves and Arsenal get a good manager, then you'll. No, I can see.
Right. Anyway, that is the list. This video is getting near on an hour now. In the comments down below, if you do agree, disagree, let us know if there's anything you want to add, or maybe if we've missed a player out of the list because this was just one we got, or maybe whatever you want to say. Feel free to do so. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe and leave a like, and we'll see you next time. And remember, it is still 0-0.